company is expected to pay back these advances, not the independent artists themselves being expected to pay back the advances. So can you see why it is like one of the big advantages of registering your company as an independent artist? Really.
Hello guys, good day. My name is Janet Odunye. I'm an entertainment lawyer and music publisher based in Lagos State, Nigeria. You're welcome back to my mini educational series where I talk about everything entertainment law, music publishing, and the music business in general. If you are just joining me for the first time, you're welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back to my series.
So I know you guys have seen the latest news in the Nigerian music industry space where Fido, the popular musical artist Fido, had a deal with Empire, and he didn't enter into the deal as an independent artist, but he entered the deal with his own company, Usher Records. So also Sheyi Vibes and Charlie Poppy that had record deals with international record labels abroad. And so this video is going to talk about why you as an independent artist, why it is important for you to have your own registered company. I'm not saying starting a record label. I am not saying having a company to sign artists, sign producers, sign creatives, maybe getting an office space, having staff. No. Why it is important for you as an independent artist to have and register your own company with the Corporate Affairs Commission, a limited liability company. So basically, as a music creative that releases songs that has it in mind to one day sign to a record label or to have a deal or to have a publishing deal, there are so many advantages and so many ways you can be protected as an independent artist if you have your own company and enter transactions with your own registered company, and I'm going to highlight it. So basically, there are so many characteristics of a limited liability company, their powers, their limitations, their legal capacity and all. And the first one is limited liability. So basically, for limited liability, is saying that the extent of the liability of the shareholders is only restricted to the investment they put in the company. So basically, maybe they set up a company and maybe tomorrow the company goes bankrupt or it goes into debt and all of that. So the owners and the shareholders of the company cannot be expected to maybe sell their personal belongings, sell their house, sell their cars to offset the debt of the company. So the company has a different liability from that of the shareholders and owners of the company. So if the company is in debt, the company is in debt. So the shareholders and the owners are not expected to get the company out of debt or expect to sell their personal items or personal effects to get the company out of debt, because there is a limited liability that protects the shareholders and owners of the company from being liable for any debt or for any liability that the company gets into. So another power or legal capacity of a limited liability company is the ability to raise funds. Yes, exactly. So I don't know if you guys know that most times this record deals usually comes with an advance. I'm seeing that these artists have highlighted Fido, Charlie Poppy, Sheyi Vibes, getting into these record deals with their company. So the company is legally has the capacity and the ability to raise funds, to collect advances, to collect grants, to borrow money, to apply for a loan, to get investment funds and all of that. That's one of the legal capacity of the company. So in this scenario, these artists are not collecting the money or they are not collecting the advances as independent artists. The company that they've registered will be the one collecting these advances, or maybe if it's a loan or maybe a joint venture sum or investment sum, the company is going to be, and the company is expected to pay back these advances, not the independent artists themselves being expected to pay back the advances. So can you see why it is like one of the big advantages of registering your company as an independent artist really favors you so much with this characteristics of a limited liability company. The second one is contractual relationship, and also a company has a capacity to enter into contracts, to carry out contractual agreements, to sue, to be sued in its name and all. So basically, as an independent artist, why would you want to like enter into a contract with your own, with your capacity as an independent artist? Why not just start a company and enter into that contract with that company? And even international record labels will take you more seriously if you decide to enter into a company, into an agreement with your company rather than as an independent artist, because you'll rather work with a company compared to working with an independent artist. You get my point of view? So the last but not least I'm going to be talking about is legal personality. So this basically means that the company has a separate and distinct personality from the shareholders and the company. So maybe, for example, the owner dies today, or the company or the owner, or something happens, the owner has to sell the company. So the company still exists. The company name, the liabilities, the debts, the assets of the company still remains the same, as long as the company is still registered and it has not been deregistered. So it has a distinct and separate personality from the company. So from the owners. So the owners and shareholders are on one side, the company is on one side. So the company can operate independently of the owners and shareholders, even if something happens to the owners and shareholders tomorrow, or even if one of the shareholders leaves, or the company or the owner is kicked out of the company, it still remains as a company, and whatever happens to the owners and shareholders does not affect the company. So I hope I'm able to convince you and not confuse you with this few points of mine, that independent artists register your company and or register a company with the CAC, because it would help you a lot, to help your career a lot in the long run, especially if you are hoping to get deals with international record deals. It is very, very important this 2025 to register my company. Thank you guys for watching. Please support me by buying my music publishing course on Seller. I'm going to post the link on this post. Buy my publishing speech sheets for music creative producers and artists. Like my videos, share, comments, follow my Instagram, and support me any way you can. And I can also help you register your company and do your children administration. Thank you guys for watching. Can't wait to see you in the next post. Bye guys.